Hey, what's going on, everybody? CoinLata here, and today I want to show you a simple strategy that you can use to farm passive income, but also to duplicate your money in an easy way. So if you're tired of many smoke sellers on YouTube, just subscribe to this channel because today I want to show you simple strategies that you can follow step by step. So we're going to use Sake Finance, and this is a protocol on the Soneium blockchain. And if you don't know anything about the Soneium blockchain, well, you're early because this blockchain is from Sony Block Solution Labs, the creators of the PlayStation. And they launched a while ago their network. And of course, there are a lot of applications and decentralized applications like this one that you can use and you can earn points and you can earn Airdrop points, but also you can earn passive income. So you're going to click the link in the description that is directly the link to this application. Of course, it's a referral link if you guys want to support the channel. So then let's go to app so we can open the application. It's very easy and very straightforward. So once you're here, you are going to select a pool. Okay, first of all, you have to connect to the Soneium network. If you don't have it, don't worry, because your wallet should let you add the network automatically. And after you connect your wallet, then you have two pools to select. You have the main pool of the Sake Finance application, and then you have the Azure pool. From my experience using this protocol since the past 4 months, is the main pool is the most profitable one because it has the most strategies and the most assets. So the actual strategy is quite simple. You just have to supply one of these coins. For example, you can supply Super USD, USDT, or USDT 0. As you can see, the API is very high, but at the same time, you're going to earn Sake points. Of course, this is an application that's going to have an airdrop. I don't know exactly the date of the airdrop, but you supply the USDT here, and every dollar that you supply, you're going to mint 1 point of Sake Finance. But one of the most interesting things are the double airdrops. For example, if you supply USDC, then you're not going to farm Sake points, but you're going to earn OP tokens plus the net API that you're earning. So in this one, we are farming 1 airdrop, 1 coin, and we are also getting passive income in USDC. So it's up to you guys which is the coin that you want to supply, but I will highly suggest you, if you want to follow this strategy, to supply or USDT 0 or supply Super USD. So this is probably a coin that you never heard of because it's a very new stable coin on the Soneium network. So for this strategy that I want to tell you, you have to select between USDT 0 or Super USD. And the most interesting thing is that this strategy, this stable coin, has a 31% API. This is amazing, and it's very high because it uses an loop strategy. So what it does is what we're going to do here. The strategy supplies Super USD, then it borrows against that, and it duplicates or triplicates the money. So that's why the API is very high. So you're going to supply USDT 0 into this protocol. You just connect your wallet, hit deposit, and then you supply the USDT 0. If you don't have any coins into the Soneium network, what you can do is go to Superbridge, and then here you can swap or you can bridge coins from one chain to another. And this one supports Soneium, so you can swap your coins into Soneium network. It has very low fees, and actually for using this application, you are farming the Soneium Score Season 2 because this is another possible airdrop that Soneium is going to apply for all the users. To participate in this season airdrop, just to mention very quickly, you need to have at least this kind of amount in Ethereum to cover the transaction fees so you can sign up into the Season 2 of Soneium. And after that, every action you do on the Soneium blockchain is going to give you points to mint a badge for the airdrop. Okay, but we're going to cover this into future updates, so make sure you subscribe to this channel. Another bridge that I highly suggest you to use is Auto Finance, because this is not only a bridge supported officially by Soneium, but also every bridge you do, it actually earns you some badges and points for another airdrop. So I highly suggest you to use Auto Finance. You basically just connect your wallet, you click here for daily check-in, and then you submit a transaction, and then you select from which exchange, which blockchain, you want to bridge. For example, let's say Arbitrum to Soneium. Then I'm going to bridge 0.01 Ethereum to Soneium, and then we click send. And as you can see, for doing this bridge, I'm earning points. So it depends on the volume, on the amount of coins that you're going to bridge. for this application. So once it's done, you're going to get the points and then you're going to farm the airdrop of Auto. Okay. I don't know exactly how many points means Auto tokens probably, but it's better to use this one than use a regular bridge that doesn't give you anything to use. So this one is much better. Just to take notice, Soneium network is not supported by any exchange at the moment, at least from what I know. So it's better to just withdraw your Ethereums or withdraw your coins from any exchange. And you can withdraw, for example, Ethereum or USDT to the Arbitrum network, or use, for example, Unichain, or use Base, or use Ethereum, the Base Ethereum network. And then you can bridge that to Soneium. If you want to bridge USDT, you can bridge here USDC from Arbitrum to Soneium easily. And then you're going to receive the USDCE for the strategy that I'm going to explain. So if you don't have USDC, or you want to swap and also farm more points, you can use this Sonify application. So you can swap some Ethereums to USDCE. And then after that, you can come to Uniswap, and then you can swap some Ethereums or some USDC to USDT 0, because this token actually is very hard to find, at least in Soneium. But you can just put the amount of Ethereums you want to swap, and then you're going to receive the USDT 0 in your wallet. Let's return to the Stake Finance application, and you can mint Super USDC here. If you stake directly into Stake Finance, then you're going to receive a liquid token called as Super USD. But for this case, let's put just some USDC, or you can put some Ethereums. In this case, I'm just going to supply Ethereum, and then you hit supply. After you supply some tokens, then you're going to go down a little bit, and then you're going to find the borrow section. That is where you can duplicate your money. So as you can see here, USDT 0 is paying 7.9% API. And then if we come down a little bit, you can see that USDC has an interest rate of minus 3.46% per year. One of the strategies is just to borrow USDC against USDT 0. You're borrowing stable coins, so the risk of liquidation is actually almost 0. And after you get USDCE, then come back here to Uniswap and then swap the USDC that you got to USDT 0, and then repeat the process again. So doing this 2 to 3 times, probably you're going to duplicate or triplicate your initial balance. Another strategy that you can follow that is must and very simple actually is using the strategy section from Stake Finance. You just supply the money to them and they do the strategy for you. The most profitable one is Super USD Looper. As you can see, the makes API is 31% and the supply API is 11%, and the borrow API is just minus 3%. So actually there is a difference that makes you still make money. And you can leverage, basically you can choose if you want to triplicate your initial amount. So for example, we're going to select Super USD Looper, and if you if you are interested in using this strategy, then you can see how the strategy works. Basically, it deposits USDC into the Stake Finance, then it mints Super USD in Super Return, and then basically it's going to supply the Super USD into Sake, and then going to borrow USDC from Sake and repeat the process again. So you can select which coin you want to supply. For example, let's say you want to supply directly Super USD or USDC, then you hit, for example, $1,000, and then you want to select the amount of leverage you want to use. My advice is that never use the maximum amount of leverage, because it's very dangerous. Even though we're using a stablecoin, it's very dangerous to use the maximum leverage. So my advice will be to use between 3.0 to 2.0. Okay, it's the most safest option. Then you approve and launch, and it's going to basically earn interest in passive income. And while you're doing that, while you're doing this strategy, you can go here to rewards. Then you have to follow this program very easy. Just sign with your wallet, follow, and then join their Discord, and then click on join now. Now here in the rewards, you're going to see that we have a tier. Okay, the tier depends on the amount of stake points you have farmed every day. So depending on the amount of staking and borrowing, you're going to receive Sake points per hour. Okay, and this Sake points is going to update your tier onto Emerald tier, which is the top tier here. And you can actually achieve this tire very easily without spending a lot of money. And then you have this spin multiplier tire because you have here 2 points. You have the exact points that are for the airdrop, and then the looped spin points that probably are going to qualify for an NFT airdrop, probably, I don't know. And if you supply the USDC, I believe, token, then here in rewards, you can claim the Optimism tokens here in the Optimist chain. Then we have the Lucky Spin. This is for only the Lucky Spin points. I don't know, actually, as I told you, if this is for the airdrop as well or for the NFT, but it's worth just clicking here. It's less than 10 seconds, and then you're going to farm some points. So this is another thing. It's called Stack Seller, and then you're going to receive these NFTs based on your points, based on your activity on the on-chain, and then you will have to mint this ecosystem badge when it's available. So that's it, guys. I'm going to be covering Soneium blockchain news recently, and because I really like this chain, it's from Sony still, and not many people are talking about this, so I'm going to be one of the first or one of the few people, guys, that are going to talk about Soneium. But also I'm going to give you strategies that I use to make more passive income, to make more money with cryptocurrency, not only by trading because I know how to trade, but also with staking, with NFTs and other interesting strategies I'm going to be shipping to this YouTube channel. So I hope you enjoy and see you on the next time.